Hey, what's up guys, it's your boy Berden P12, or some of you know me as Nick. So in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to 3D motion track using After Effects. This is very simple and easy to do. Anyway, jumping into Premiere Pro, we are going to create a new one. Let's call this motion tracking. Alright, there we go. Now we have our motion tracking set up. This is really useful for intros and outros, and I recently used it in a rap video that I am producing, and I'm going to show you right now in a clip that I used for a trailer actually. Alright, so down here on my desktop we have editing assets and all that, but right now let's look for motion tracking. Okay, so use this. So this right here is our bland clip, what I like to call it. I'm going to cut the audio from it. And right here, okay, yeah, that is good frame size. Okay, I'm going to do some really basic editing to this clip. I'm going to speed it up so you guys don't have to listen to me talk the entire time. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to color grade it really fast and do some simple editing and speed ramping and things like that. So, I'll be right back. Okay guys, so as you can see here, now we have this really almost looking cinematic clip. I like to use B-roll a lot when I do trailers and ads, and I think it's very stylized. So here, I basically just color graded and I brought out that orange and blue teal. So I used a cinematic LUT that I downloaded off the internet. You can go back to my previous tutorial video to find that. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to import this clip into After Effects. Now what you can do is you can just right click here on this clip and you can click replace with After Effects composition. Once you click that, After Effects will open up and your clip will now appear inside of After Effects. This is where we're going to be doing the rest of our motion track editing. Okay, now here in Premiere Pro, it will ask you to give it a file name. We'll just call this Marsh Media Motion. Okay, so now that we have this clip in here, so this clip is now imported into After Effects. Now what I like to do is I like to let it run through one time and gather all the data from Premiere Pro. Basically what this is doing is rendering it frame by frame from Premiere Pro into After Effects so you get the smoothest video. If I go ahead and I pause it here, you can see that all this is now nice and smooth, and up to here it is still gathering information. You can even scrub through your timeline to gather all the info that it needs. Okay, so there we have it. We have our imported clip into After Effects. Now what we are going to do is we're going to click on this clip itself. This was shot on a Nikon D5600 and 60 frames per second at 1080p. And our subject here was in focus. It was pretty well in focus. Now we also have this subject right here. We have some walls, things like that. We have a lot of things that a lot of data that we can track too. We're going to go up here to animation. Now we're going to track camera. What this is going to do is it's going to analyze this footage. Now over here, you'll see once it starts analyzing, it will tell you how long it's going to take and what frames it is at its analyzing process. Alright, now you can see that it is initializing. Okay, so now you can see that it's playing frame by frame and analyzing all the track points that we can gather from the data in the footage. Now, before you take the shot, if you have, let's say, a Lumix or a Panasonic GH4, you can record in 4K. 4K, if you downscale it to 1080p, not only are you going to get a more crisp image, but you're also going to get a video with a lot more data points that you can use. My drone, the Phantom 3 Standard, has a 2.7K camera, and so if I do that down to 1080p or even 720p, I get a lot more data to motion track with. Okay, we're coming up here right at the end of our analyzing process. Now, I think once you do this the first time, you won't have to do it again. Now it is going to solve your camera. This will basically allow you to track anything in the footage. Okay, as you can see, now we get a bunch of tracking points. We oddly don't get any on the subject himself. which it's kind of weird because he does have a very distinctive color on his shirts here, and he also has a cooler that is very in focus and has some straight lines. But we also have, click our hand tool here, we also have a lot of points around here, around these females here at this table, around these guys here at this table, one right there on his forehead. And I think maybe if we scrub through, there might be some more on our guy himself. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay. We also get a lot of tracking points right over here on all these people, mainly their hair and shoulders. So that's going to come in really handy. We oddly don't even get any tracking points here on this girl. So that's kind of weird. Right, so if you don't really get a lot of tracking points that you like, you can go down here to advanced and do detailed analysis. What this will do is we'll analyze your footage again, and maybe or may not, it's pretty janky honestly, but most of the time it will give you more tracking points in your footage. It will take just a little bit longer, so I'll be right back when this is done and see if we get some more tracking points. Then I'll show you how to create a camera inside of After Effects and attach text to that camera so it will follow your subject or whatever you are trying to motion track in your scene. Oh wow, okay. So now we actually have the points on the subject himself. We have a lot more points up here in the lights, more on these boards. Over here in the reflection of this glass, we have some all over the glass, actually, all over these people. There's none on the girl herself, so we can't use her. But we can use this post right here, which would be pretty nice. These lights, this board, I've seemed to realize... ooh. Those points up by the door look really good, pretty prime. Anyway, what I want to do is I'm trying to find a few points that he walks by. So let's use this table. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click in between these 3 points right here that I want to use. So we're going to find 3 points that we want to use. This looks pretty good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create text and camera. What this is going to do is it's going to create a 3D tracker camera down here, and now it's also going to create some text. Now if we click on our text here, let's change, no, you know what, let's just keep it text as of right now, and let's move our text around. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go down here to transform, and now we're going to go to scale. All these right here, this little thing right here, tells us that all these numbers are all with each other, so if we change one, they all change automatically. Now here we can have our rotation. Now these little degree signs, these little itty bitty O's right next to this number, you're going to want to always use these. Never use the X because that's how many times it flips. So 2X would be 2 times it flips. So always use these right here. This is going to give us a nice perspective on this text right here. I'm using pink, by the way, because it really stands out in all footage unless you have a completely pink background. You know, we honestly don't get the best motion track, but that is okay. I think once we slow-mo it down just a little bit, then it should end up working. So here we have our clip a little bit rendered nice. As you can see, it's a little bit glitchy here, and I think I'm gonna cut it right about here where it fades in. Yeah, right about here I think is where I'm going to make it fade in. So how we are going to do that, we're going to go down here, we're going to hit this opacity, we're going to bring it all the way down to 0. Now we're going to go forward a few frames and bring it all the way up to 100. Now what this is doing, let this render, boom, bam. Now we have all this text faded in, boom, Nick. Now as we turn this corner, it goes away. Now we can bring this opacity back down to 100. So here is our finished product. My name fades in, turns the corner. As you can see, it looks kind of realistic. It's staying in the same place. Bam. And then from there, fades out. Alright, I don't think that shows up. And, oh crap, it does. Hold on. There is a way to get that to go away. Alright, so how to get that to go away? You click on your original clip, click advanced, and then click hide warning banner. Now if we go back here, we can see, now it is going to be very laggy. Okay, well, note to self, always charge batteries before you record a video. Alright, anyway, as you can see here we have our clip. It's going to be pretty laggy because it's coming directly from After Effects. It hasn't completely rendered out. And so yeah, there you have it. We have our clip here. Very nice and smooth. Bam! Alright, so alright, so there we go. There you have it. That's our finished clip. I'm going to go real quick down here to export. Anyway guys, I really hope that you liked this video. If you did, and if you found it useful, go ahead and click the like and subscribe button. It's the best way to support me, best way to show the love. I'm going to play this clip right now for y'all. I have another tutorial on how to color grade your footage using the LUTs that I did in this video. So if you want to learn how to color grade your footage, go check out that. It's going to be in the description below. Or just go to my channel and find it from there. Also, the short film that I talked about will also be down in the description and on my channel. The title is Work Harder Short Film or something like that. So yeah. Anyway guys, I hope that you liked this video, and see you next time. Peace.